everybody. We're back with the author of A Promised Land, President Barack Obama. What do you think of the people who say that it would be good if the Republicans held control of the Senate because a divided government is a more stable government? No. The Democrats won't go they'll go too far if they have control over everything.
Look, I obviously experienced divided government,
Sure.
and I will tell you that gridlock and dysfunction is a recipe for not only not solving big problems, but also growing cynicism among the electorate that further polarizes folks.
Mm-hmm. Why weren't you nicer to Mitch McConnell? Why weren't you nicer to him?
Let me tell you, of all the arguments that were made during my presidency, the notion that my big problem was not schmoozing Mitch McConnell enough was one of the more frustrating arguments that I heard, but was entirely accepted.
Sure.
It's still conventional wisdom to this day in parts of Washington.
Right.
Mitch McConnell understood, and I write about this extensively, that if you throw sand in the gears and stuff doesn't work, the average voter doesn't really know why it's not working. They don't know who's in charge. They don't know the details of Senate procedure. What they do understand is the president's in charge, and we're still seeing the same arguments that we used to see. And so that's good for the opposition party.
If I only had one question to ask you right now, it would be, what happens now? What the hell happens now?
Yeah.
When you have half or 70% of the Republicans, so maybe about 40% of the public think that Joe Biden won by cheating. Yeah, how does he reach those people?
Well, look, I think he's in a good position to make the effort. The fact that he won is indicative of the message he sent of wanting to unify the country. I do think people are exhausted by just this, World Wrestling Federation constant cage match. And people just want to feel as if a day passes without it being dominated by something crazy coming out of the White House or Washington.
Don't get me wrong. You're a great president, and people accused you of being a celebrity. There were days I didn't think about you.
You did not think about me.
Yeah.
And I think Joe will get back to that. I think you can. He will have some success in building back social trust because he is naturally someone who is empathetic and cares about people. But I think that we're going to have a larger challenge in figuring out what to do about this splintered media landscape. And I've said this before, but I can't emphasize this enough. When you and I were growing up, you had Walter Cronkite, David Brinkley, John Chancellor. It wasn't scintillating television, but whether you were a conservative or a liberal, you got your news from the same place. So you had some common baseline of facts, and now you don't. And how you change that formula with the internet and 5,000 cable stations and the death of small-town newspapers and even local TV now being bought up by Sinclair so that they're now pumping out sort of a more uniform ideological line on everything. That makes things more difficult. And I think that Joe's presidency will help lower the temperature, but the underlying challenge of us getting back to the point where we can at least agree that, let's say, Joe Biden got more votes.
We'll see.
If that's, we can argue about why, whether he deserved to get more votes, et cetera, but he got more votes.
But what do you say to this argument?
Yeah.
So you say Joe Biden got more votes.
Yeah.
How could he have gotten more votes if the president won? That doesn't make any sense. Think about how your logic is eating you right now. He won, so the other guy getting more votes feels fishy, doesn't it? When you look at it that way, you got to understand how other people are looking at it. Get outside your bubble, sir. Think about how somebody else is looking at it, and don't get out of your mathematical echo chamber. He won, so why are there more votes on the other side?
Something's wrong.
Right. Thank you.
Something's wrong.
On behalf of so many Americans, I accept your apology.
Look, I was talking to a friend of mine about this, and I was just trying to use a simple analogy that I think everybody understands. What's something we still have in common? And despite controversies around CTE, et cetera, people still watch football, right? Mm-hmm. So you imagine the Super Bowl, and the game's going on, and touchdowns are supposed to be worth 6 points with the extra point, unless you go for 2, and field goals are worth 3 points, and you're keeping score the whole time, and the refs and so forth. And then at the end of the game, a team's won, and somebody says, no, field goals aren't worth 3, or that wasn't really a touchdown.
Well, and Hugo Chavez kept blocking the field goal from the grave.
We've all been watching, and I guess if you had the other team just refused to acknowledge it, and you had half the league say, we're not sure it's true, you'd have a similar controversy. But when that starts happening, the game itself breaks down, right? And in this case, it's not a game, it's our democracy. Our democracy starts falling apart. Imagine if going forward, every single election is treated this way at every level. Imagine if Democrats start acting this way.
Is that part of the danger, that he's broken the seal on that idea?
That is the concern that I think we all have. It's Joe Biden is going to be the next president. Kamala Harris is going to be the next vice president. But we don't want to get into a pattern where we just are willing to throw out what we've agreed to previously, including our constitutional structure, just because we find it politically expedient.
A lot of presidents, once they leave office, they become friends or familiar with the other presidents. Yeah. Sort of they lay down their sword and shield a little bit. Right. You've played golf with President George W. Bush and Bill Clinton. Do you have a tea time with the present president yet?
I do not.
You do not?
Listen, from what I understand, he's actually a pretty good golfer.
Okay.
I understand that, shockingly enough, there's sometimes problems with the scoring, and whether he's keeping track of his strokes.
That's Hugo Chavez again, and that's his caddy.
It's surprising.
I love the plans of the Obama Library down on the south side of Chicago. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Looks like Starfleet headquarters, just landed on the lakefront. It looks fantastic. It'll have a museum, a library, a park, a gym where you can play basketball, bumper cars, water slide. What else is going to be there?
The bumper cars, no.
No? You couldn't fund that? You couldn't find any?
No.
Okay.
Unless you want to contribute. The
Stephen Colbert Memorial bumper
cars.
Hey, listen, somebody price it, and I'll think about
it. This could end up being not just, well, the goal is not to just have some mausoleum to me. It's rather to create a living, dynamic center around which young people can get inspired and even try their hand at and learn about how their voices can bring about change.
One of the details I like is that this is going to be the first presidential library that's all digital. There's no paper. Is that because after this book there is no paper left?
That's it.
Is this why there was a paper shortage in the spring? Did all the toilet paper get rerouted and repulped into this thing?
Yeah.
It's a lot of pages, 748 pages.
Yep, it's 701, the actual stuff to read.
The index is in there.
Yeah.
And I noticed I'm not in it.
Are you reading
the
the
index? You did not fit
index?
748 pages, and I don't even get mentioned in here. We did a bunch of stuff together.
Volume 2. Volume 2.
Okay, good. I want to point out something. A lot of similar stories between these two, like a little crossover like this.
Yeah.
In her book,
Yes.
Meeting and Your Courtship to Your Engagement, 63 pages. 3 pages. Three pages.
Yeah. Are you trying to get me in trouble?
No, I'm not trying to get you in trouble.
No,
I'm just surprised your editor didn't stop you from getting in trouble.
Number one, I'm not going to challenge her version of events.
Okay.
Right? So she's done it.
Yes.
That's how it happened.
Yeah.
Secondly, in my second book, I talk about meeting her already. So I've spread the story of our meeting over 3 books, and she just condensed it all into one.
We have to take another break, sir, but stick around. We'll be right back with Michelle Obama's husband.
At last, my love has come along. My lonely days